Well, I said I wasn't going to film much of the car this summer, last year, that last episode, or back in the spring. Anyways, I held true to that, didn't I? Well, lots happened this year. Went to a show. Blake did good with his. But on the way back from that same show, lost the air conditioning on that, which really killed using the car for the summer because it was a hot summer. There's all kinds of things that happen and we have to get into, and something happened that I never realized, but until the day it happened. Anyway, we'll get into that in a minute, but we got some other things to think about. I do want to put a rear grille on the car, and I still have those pieces put together from last year to kind of work on that, and I do want to do that this winter. And we got some other things to fix from the whole episode of this summer that I need to tell you about. Well, as you can see, it's October. Fall's here. I've been getting everything put away. RV's put to bed. Yeah, we spent a lot of time in that. We try to go out every 2-3 weeks in that thing. So we still try to do it even when the Lambo's going for shows and things like that. So anyways, it's put to bed. I still got some things to do to it. But Lambo, we got our list of things to do here. The rear grille is one like I was saying, we worked on that at the end of last year. I got to work on it this winter to kind of put that up. I got some questions on that, how exactly we're going to do that. So the grille has options. You know, I go high with the mufflers like they are now, or lower them down and make something as closer to what's the real deal. But I got some issues because of the way our transaxle sticks at the back. I can't mirror exactly what the real one is because of that transaxle. And that's not going to change. So because of that, I kind of like the way the muffler is now. To lower the mufflers too would cause a big issue because there's a frame in the way. I got a little straight 6-inch resonator in there right now. It would probably have to go in order to kind of bend the piping around the way I want to do, or I'd have to cut the frame and rejig. It's a lot of work. So I think because I can't get it perfect anyways because of the way the transaxle sticks out, I think I'm just going to kind of go with what I think and custom make something. Mav was good enough to send me a template of what it all looks like and what it should be, and I can kind of compare to that and make my own. So appreciate Mav for pulling that off. If you need any parts for your Lambo, try Buy the Horns. He's on Facebook. You can reach him there. That's the main project for this winter that I plan on doing. One of the big issues I had that I was talking about earlier that was a big deal for me is I sent the car to a local hot rod shop to help them diagnose this air AC issue I was having because I could not figure it back. After Blake and I left the show, it died. And it was a wicked hot day and we were cooking. Luckily, we were only about 15-20 minutes from home. But boy, it was hot by the time we got home. And so I tried diagnosing it, topping up the AC level and all that, like I've did that 15 years ago when I first bought the car, and it's been fine ever since. So something has gone on it and I could not diagnose it. So I took it to a local hot rod shop and they were great enough to take the car and diagnose it. I had noticed they had some other kit cars in there before. So they did the diagnosis on it, but one of the big things when I took it to them that I completely forgot about and didn't bother me until it got there was the car has every night been in my possession. That was the first night in 15 years that the car was somewhere else and not in my garage. I didn't think it was a big deal until it happened. It's like one of the kids leaving home. So I said to my wife, but anyways, I guess I didn't realize how much the thing means to me. So it was only one night. They were able to diagnose it the next day. It was the slide temperature controller that had actually gone. Those of you who haven't been around, you know I've got a vintage air system in there, which is great. We could call up them, they had the parts, and they could send it, but it was going to take a couple weeks. And we know a couple weeks since COVID's happened, it can be a month, you never. So anyways, they left the interior completely apart because diagnosing it, they had to take the interior out, and that's a pain. And it took them about 8 hours roughly, because there's no by the book for this one, it's by the hour. And that's obvious. So, and I knew that too going into it. So I decided, because they're very close to my house, so it's only a 5-minute drive, we just leave the interior out. I'll drive it home. They get the part, I'll drive it back. So we did. Anyways, the part took about 2 weeks to come in, but then we were traveling with the RV, so about a month later I got it back in. They go to put the part in and it's defective. I have to order another one. So we go through the whole routine again. Car comes back. We wait about 3 weeks. Again, we were away on a trip, so I couldn't get it in. So, you know, another couple months, almost a month and a half goes by, and new part comes in, send it to them, they fix it right away for me. We did great getting it in quick because of that episode. And I got the car back about probably 3 weeks ago. Interior's all back in it. But one of the issues we found is when I was driving it back and forth, I kicked out a couple wires because there's a lot of wires down there by your feet and it's pretty cramped down that footwell. So they discovered that and they put a couple of butt connectors they found and pull apart, and they fixed those. And I got that back together. But one of the issues when I got back that I realized is the blower won't turn off now. My guess is the connector's just in the wrong way, but we'll have to pull that underbody tray out, kind of fish ourselves in there and just have a look-see around to figure if that's what it is or not. But anyways, that's what the blower is on here for. The other in the hat is the pop-up lights on the front. I'd like to try and flush those. Over the years, I've seen those start to drop down a little bit at a time. You know, I've had it 15 years and probably just slacking off. Just need to probably do a minor adjustment to that. The last thing is the gate boot. When they're pulling things in and out of that interior, I put a gate boot on the back side of the gate underneath, just so you kind of muffled the sound and you don't look in and see a bunch of linkage underneath under there, kind of, and wiring that's going by and all that. So, well, that boot has dropped down probably just from them pulling the interior in and out. And it's not easy to get in and out. Even we struggled with it. So that's what that gate boot is about. It's the boot that's hanging underneath the gate. And I think from that same door underneath, I can actually get at it. But that's it, basically, that I got to do to the car. It does need a cleanup because it was in the shop for most of the summer. And in the meantime, we were using the RV, and the vet got used a lot, so that was nice. I got 14,000 kilometers on the vet now. I've had it a couple summers, so I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, so all in all, we got a little bit to do here this winter. Not a whole lot, not nearly the size of the list I had last year. There's a lot of custom work with that grill that we got to do. I'll probably start on that first, just because I'm going to need some help from Blake. I think we'll build a template first to kind of figure it out, but I got to get together with Blake and figure out. And if you don't know, he's a welder fabricator, so that's handy when it comes to this stuff. Mab knows that too, so it's one of the reasons he's helped me with this and sent me a template so that I can get the right one for the car. So that's what's probably next. Unless I feel like doing one of these one day.